Previously, we wrapped up our shakedown trip to the Dry Tortugas National Park, where we explored Fort Jefferson, Loggerhead Key, and snorkeled in some of the most beautiful turquoise water we've seen in Florida. We returned to Key West to prepare for the Bahamas, only to learn that we wouldn't be able to go due to shutdowns and circumstances out of our control.
Rounded the bend to Key West and we were heading out of the Northwest Channel. We were cruising at about 8.5 knots. I noticed as soon as we got into the channel, that bumped up to about 10.5, 11 knots. So we are flying right now, getting a nice push from the current. We're here
without spending too much fuel.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take it. I'll take a free push. I actually might want to back down the throttles a little bit because this is only an 1.5-hour trip at the speed that we were going. So, you know, this might only be about an hour, 10 minutes. Whatever. It would just take us longer to get home, I guess.
Yeah. The cats would be okay with a shorter trip.
So it's just, I can't wrap my head around how eerie it is leaving out of Key West and it just not being full of boat traffic, because, you know, that's what Key West is. It's like a boater's paradise, and all the charters, they went out running. The only thing that we saw was the ferry to Sunset Key, which was a little surprising because I talked to a gentleman who lives on Sunset Key and he said he believes he's the only full-time resident. So I'm curious who else will be shuffling back and forth. Maybe some people who own property there decided they'll self-quarantine there instead of wherever they're from up north.
Yeah. Yeah, Mallory Square was totally empty. All the restaurants, Sunset Pier, all of that was like a ghost town. Just weird to see Key West on a Saturday, like in the height of season. Kind of sad, but it's good. People are paying, are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Little radio chatter on the radio, and kind of nice, but yeah, kind of weird.
We, as we were heading into the Northwest Channel, I saw a massive gray silhouette. I was like, oh great, it's a battleship. They're denying entry into and out of the port. But as we got closer, we realized it's just some billionaire in their yacht. I mean, they might be
Might be a backup battleship in case the Coast Guard needs them, but they were cool.
Yeah.
What's in front of us? A seaplane or a shrimp?
It looks like a shrimp boat.
This is us, wondering who, what, where, and why it's so rolly out here. We knew it was pretty windy, but the charts made it appear that this would be a good spot based on the land coverage and today's wind direction. We hung out for a few hours just to relax and see how we felt about the spot, and whether we wanted to go snorkel the reef and possibly stay overnight. Cotrell Key.
So we made it. Pretty easy trip out, but it's actually a little bit rockier and rollier than we anticipated. Not as much protection from the east-southeast as we thought. I mean, the protection is there, but the whitecaps are pretty much there all along the reef, and you know, just really on the other side, on the protected side of Cotrell Key itself. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot, but this just ain't it as far as the rolly aspect. Being so close to our mooring ball, it's an easy hop and a skip, hour and 20 minutes really, probably back to the mooring ball. So I think that we're gonna pick up and head back that way. But it's a really nice spot, and we'll probably try to make it back out here sooner than later. Couldn't put the drone in the air because I'm having an issue with my app, and I'm not going to get that issue settled 9 miles outside of cell signal. So
I didn't know we were that far. It's cool. You can see the reef like almost under the boat.
Under the boat, yeah.
That's why they have the mooring there for us, so we're not anchoring and tearing it up. But it's a little too rough to snorkel right now. The current's strong, so we'd be like back there in no time, fighting our way back. So, but we know this spot's easy, it's cool, so we'll definitely try to be back here.
Yeah, definitely. It is cool. It is cool to see the reef under the boat, but I say the next time I get in the water, it's going to be in fair weather. So we owe it to ourselves to have a fair weather water adventure every now and again. You know, squeeze them in between our rough. Sorry, there's a cat licking my leg. But yeah, cool spot. So now we're gonna head back to our ball though. We'll definitely try to make it a point to come out here before they open up Key West again. We like it. This is usually a pretty popular spot amongst the tourist charter boats. There's really tons of them. There's typically tons of charter boats and tons of tourists. So these spots, they really fill up during the day. But we essentially have them to ourselves, being quote-unquote Keys locals, or whoever's trapped here in the Keys. So we're definitely going to take advantage of that while we can.
Yep.
With that said, let's get back to the mooring field. Kinda lame, we know.
Toby said, we gotta go? I promise you'll like it there.
Wind is blowing. We've got it angled down, hopefully to try to cut it down some. But if you remember talking about our way out to Cotrell Key, we mentioned how we were picking up like an extra almost 2 knots. Well, that was unintentional, but I made sure that on the way back in that we were coming in with the current, so we picked up that extra 1.5 knots, and as it got stronger, it became another 2 knots again, around 1.5 knots, 2 knots roughly. So that extra little boost, much appreciated, and we caught it again.
Yeah. Except for this time we're into the wind, so we're getting all the spray off of the bow, and I just washed the boat.
Yeah, on the mooring field, that's kind of a big deal, washing a boat when you're being conservative about your water usage, but
that's alright. It's not too uncomfortable. Close all the hatches. It should be good.
We talked a big game about coming back to Cotrell Key, But truthfully, this whole self-quarantine thing had us doing something we never could have imagined. Absolutely nothing. We were supposed to be cruising the Bahamas, but instead we were confined to our boat for the safety of mankind as we know it, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty awesome. While the reasoning is truly unfortunate, it ended up being a break from the grind that we didn't know we needed. For 2 months, we'd go 7 to 10 days at a time without even going to land, and when we did a mail run, grocery and supply run, and one day to last us another week or so. We even took extra precautions by quarantining the cats outside and not letting them inside with us during this period for their safety.
No, we didn't.
Okay, yeah, Tiff said we couldn't do that. Prior to quarantine, we both worked full-time, and although Tiff worked remote, she still went to land because I went to land. But now we were forced to enjoy our lifestyle in Key West in a way we hadn't before, believe it or not. Yeah, that's dangerous. In so many different ways. Unfortunately, we could no longer go to the gym in the morning like we usually did, but we slowly found ways to get a workout on the boat or on the paddleboard. We put some serious miles and hours into that paddleboard, so many that it unexpectedly exploded on us one spring day, so we got another one ASAP.
We planned to get the boat ready for another summer in the mooring field, even though we said we wouldn't do that again. But this time, we plan to use our generators as much as needed to be more comfortable with the Florida heat. We also plan to move mooring balls because ours had issues that made getting the lines in and out extremely difficult. Plus, this ball was a new, stronger style of mooring system that utilizes chain and has a much bigger eyelet. After about 2 months of not really doing anything in town, we decided to bike around our little ghost town.
The lack of daily trips to land really took a toll on our whaler, and it no longer would get up on plane, so our 10-minute one-way trips to land turned into 30-minute trips. It was awful, and nothing we did worked. Little did we know, the worst was yet to come. The good news, if you even want to call it that, we no longer even needed the whaler for our next chapter. Since we didn't do much, we didn't film much, but we did capture a lot on our Instagram stories. So to see more, go to Instagram and look at our highlighted stories if you're interested in seeing more.
Coming up in the next episode, we say goodbye to the mooring field and begin a 3-week haul out that turned into almost 3 months. You don't want to miss this, so make sure you're subscribed if you haven't done so already, and be sure to click the bell so you're notified about our new video releases.
Timber.
Thank you so much for watching.